All right, it works now, but my wife is getting these phantom touches and phantom actions on her Mazda CX-5's screen. So we're gonna look into how to fix it. So since the last CX-5 video, I've replaced the battery that we had in there previously with an AGM one because of a slope of our driveway. Today, I'm only disconnecting it because we're gonna be doing some work on electronics. And we will be getting a new battery tie down. But I want my wife to order it, but she just forgot. I want her to get one that she likes. So the battery's disconnected. Let's go inside. So my wife has been getting phantom touches on her screen. So what we're gonna do is replace the screen and hopefully add some more features to our car. We're gonna pry off this, and I think this as well. And that'll allow us to get to the connections behind the screen. If we're lucky, this will come right out. And it does. So that entire little panel is off. And my wife and I have been going back and forth on sitting this here or sitting inside the glove box. But I just like to have things free and clear. So I'm going to remove this connector. So my wife is going to disconnect it like that. There's a little tab in the middle. And now we can just sit this in the back seat and it is completely out of our way. And we're going to do the same thing with this panel. Let's see how lucky we get. All right. This always makes me nervous because I work on older cars and they're usually very brittle. Almost. All right, well, it's almost off.
You want me to talk?
Yeah, tell them what's up.
So this part should unhook here because it is pulling off this whole thing that goes around this.
Am I getting it off?
Yeah, it's now disconnected.
All right, so now this connector needs to come off. And now we're free. Let's see, did we crack anything?
I don't think so, but we're gonna put this back in.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It looks like we're all good, but we'll just, oh. Does it go back in?
Well, I hope so.
Oh, there we go. All right, so be careful. You probably can be a little more careful and just make sure that the big panel doesn't snag this. So now I'm gonna remove this screw and that screw. And they're on there pretty good. Number one. Now I'm gonna take off that bolt and that bolt. So now I should be able to pull this whole section out, but it feels like something is still holding it. Nah, just gotta not be afraid. So with everything out, we can now disconnect everything back here. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connectors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now I'm gonna take these 2 screws out. And I'm gonna take off these 2 on the bottom. So now the screen is free-ish, but I need to disconnect these connectors. So, and it's easier done from under here. So I'm gonna disconnect this connector. Let's see if I can get in there. So now the screen is free. So let's see if we can replace the screen in here with this one. So this I've never done before. Thought I ordered a replacement one of these, but I guess I just ordered the screen. So we're gonna open this up and see if we can replace it. If it looks too challenging or I'm worried about messing up my wife's stuff. I'm just gonna stop and see about ordering the whole thing. But if you're this far deep, you might as well go for it, right? So I took those screws out, and now I'm just trying to separate it. I don't see anywhere else where this is connected. I hope this isn't disastrous. That sort of worked. So it is coming off. There we go. All right, just got a little bit more confident. So now I'm going to take off these screws because the ribbon cables are all behind here. I need to be careful not to get them confused with my little RC projects I have going on. All right, does that come off? It does. And now there's the screen. And there are 3 ribbon cables, 1, 2, 3. And a hack a lot of people have used is removing one of these ribbon cables is the touch screen, and that eliminates the phantom touches. But I am going to take them all out because I'm replacing it. So these ribbon cables have these little stays, and you just pop it up.
Oh, look at that.
And this comes out. Come on. You gotta lift it a little because it has these little arms that keep it in place. So that's 1. Hope this comes up just as easy. That's 2. All right, come on, buddy. You don't want to come out, do you? Well, let's pop this one up real quick. All right, let's see. Thank you, babe.
Yep.
All right. So now this part is free. And this is what we will be replacing. That with that. All right, just making sure it looks like it'll work, and it absolutely does, doesn't it, babe?
I think so.
So now this part does have me a bit nervous. Separating the screen from the housing. And I don't know the best way to do it. Any ideas, babe? It looks like, oh, go get that cell phone thing we got. You know what I'm talking about? iFixit kit. But they usually have these separators for separating screens, and they're plastic. But I'm just gonna try to use this guy. Because this adhesive was never meant to come off. But guess what? It's working. Now that I have enough space, I can get this guy in there and actually get some work done. So you're really just moving the screen off of a plastic housing at this point. Oh, I'm a wrecking crew now. All right, so that adhesive is tough to get off, but we've done it. And my wife just returned with the kit. It would have made it easier. But look, I got it off, and luckily the adhesive mostly came off on the thing. So now we're just gonna clean up the plastic and reassemble it. All right, so I got this clean, and the reason I really would have liked to use the plastic scraper is because I did scrape it a little bit here. You won't be able to see it with the screen on, but when I was trying to separate the screen from the plastic, there are a few scrapes right here. So next I'm going to try and put the new screen on.
Do you think it'd be better to put that on the ground and lay this on top?
My wife says it'd be better to put that down and lay this on it. And she's right. So we are going to do it like this. Take the backing off the adhesive. Whee! And place the bezel over it like this, making sure the ribbon cables, all right, move your hand now. Make sure the ribbon cables stay on the inside. So let's see. So let's see how that lines up on this side. Yeah, well, you can position it upside down, but I had to flip it over to make sure all these corners, that the screen got shoved up into the corners. All right, so while I have it shoved up in the corners, just lightly squeeze it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's see if that. All right, well, I think that's lined up. All right, so we're gonna hook this up, and I hope this works. Because if it doesn't, I gotta buy my wife a new car.
NSX.
Well, NSX costs much as your car does.
Well, let's get it then.
I mean, I'm saying a messed up one a little bit.
One that doesn't run.
So now let's see if we put it back together, if everything will work. Now the cover. Nice. It's nice when things go back together. So if we did everything right, the screen is now fully functioning. And we'll take this protective cover off once we realize everything's working. All right, so now I'm just gonna reconnect this. Farm burrito. So, I get the black bean, sweet potato stuff. I'll put these back ones in. Let's see, is everything. All right, let's hook up everything and see if it works. Where did this go? Oh, this goes up here. All right, and the last one. All right, now it's just reassembly time. All right, so we're gonna try before we reassemble everything, but we do need the start button.
I was gonna say, how do I turn it on?
So I'm gonna reconnect the starter button and the battery, and we're gonna go see if everything works. All right, let's see. Oh, the screen works. Thankfully, touch works. All right, everything works. So unfortunately, our software version on our car is too old to use the CarPlay options, but the screen is replaced, the screen works. So we're gonna put everything back together. The main reason we did this was the screen. I was trying to be cute for my wife and give her Android Auto, but our software version is too old. So we're just gonna connect everything back up. Is that it?
Nope.
Like it never happened. You gonna take the cover off? It's been about a month since the install and there have been no screen issues. If you'd like to follow along as we continue to maintain and improve our CX-5, hit subscribe. If you would like to see the things we've already done to it, check out the playlist. Thanks for watching. Take care.